Hello, this video is to help you learn how to add and subtract decimals. First of all, when we normally add, we kind of set up our screen like this. We have all of the ones place lined up, all of the tens, and all of the hundreds. Now we learned when we were doing fractions to decimals that if you have a whole number, there's kind of like an invisible decimal place right there. We could put 1,000,000 zeros after that number and it would still be 173. So technically, you didn't know it, but you were already lining up your decimals. So here's our first example. 7 13/100 plus 1 2/10. So the first thing you want to do is stack your decimal points. You're going to write that first number, and then you're going to write that second number. Then you may say, Miss Heeman, what do I do with that blank? Remember, you can fill in that 0. 1 2/10 is the same thing as 1 20/100. And now we have an easy addition problem. 3 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. Bring down my decimal place. 7 plus 1 is 8. So we have all of the ones place lined up. We have all of the tenths lined up. And we have all of the hundredths lined up. Let's try a subtraction problem. Let's take 9 minus 3/100. Now in this first problem we have to line up the decimal points, and if you remember, 9 is the same as 9.0. On my second one, I'm going to put my 3/100 and I'm going to fill in that hole right there with a 0. Now I subtract just like I normally would. I can't take 3 if I only have 0, so I'm going to borrow. I can't work here, so I'm going to steal from the 9 and make it an 8, and this 0 becomes a 10. Now I can borrow from the tenths place. My 10 becomes a 9, and my hundredths becomes a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 0 is 9. Bring down my decimal place. And 8 minus 0 is 8. There's my answer. Sometimes it helps if you use graph paper. This will help you really line things up. I'm going to get some bigger graph paper. Even bigger. Okay. So if I was given a problem, 6 13/100 plus 2 7/10, I could line up my decimal points right on the line, and then I can put my ones, stack them really nicely, my tenths, and then my hundredths, and that'll keep you all in order because you can really make sure that your decimals are lined up. 3 plus 0 is 3, 1 plus 7 is 8, bring down your decimal, 6 plus 2 is 8. And there's your problem.